What's up guys, Sleepyted here, and today we are continuing off with Crimes and Punishment, Sherlock Holmes. As you can probably tell, I am the worst detective. Let's go call Wiggins, who is probably more competent than me.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893, and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
3 hours
Better than we
later.
are, in many ways.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work.
Examine the
Wiggins.
register.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor.
Oh,
And these are the
jeez.
lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton...
Oh my god. William Partridge, Hubert Willington. No. Seventh of November. Oh, ugh. So I actually need.
I do not think that this... This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of
Okay.
the crime. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
Thomas
I do
Walker.
not think that...
Shit, I skipped one. Come on. Thomas Walker. Charles W.
This officer
Chill.
is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Ernest J. Blah, blah.
This officer is still at sea.
No. Charles W. Chill. Okay.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago.
Jack Crocker.
Mr. Jack Crocker
Oh.
was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to
Okay, Jack
depart
Crocker.
in 2 days.
Henry, what's the face? Henry. There we go. South Ward.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot
Hubert.
be involved.
Wellington. I probably missed him multiple times. Hubert. Could not be involved. Jack
This
Crocker.
officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. Captain Jack Crocker
Dun,
is our
dun,
mysterious
dun.
visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young
Oh,
friend should be able
hello.
to find him.
Hello, Wiggins, my second hand.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes,
Sometime
that could be
later,
dangerous.
not 3 hours later.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that
Those
we talk.
eyes.
You will soon understand
He's
why.
an honest man. He has a beard. Wait, belt? No. Worn hands or whatever. Nothing. Lack of balls, maybe. Oh. Newspaper ink. Clean boots. Sea knife. What's it? Oh, come on. I saw it. Strong build.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her, from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes.
You tied her up.
Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder,
Sailor's note.
and it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night.
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No, there is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
On the shelf, Nightmare is not afraid to confront me. His vomit clear, he soon appeared that he heard that I was looking for him, just sick. He said he was an honest man. His murder, and you bring him and his accomplice, Lady Justine. Remember the Korean self-defense defended the woman against the violent. The mystery has been solved, but if you decide there will be no need, I do believe that you confirm it was just self-defense. He was a violent man. He seems to be an honest man. Barely an hour has passed.
Wiggins, Could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear.
What?
The one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only
I
culprit.
pressed X.
Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Fuck, quick down. Why? He's gonna shoot himself. Hold your hand.
Forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox Dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady.
It was alright!
And may her
Yes.
future and
Yes,
yours
it was better because that's the only other
justify
option.
the judgment
Yes.
which we have pronounced this night. Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist.
Yeah!
You'll find someone, I have no
Finish
doubt.
the case.
Goodbye, Inspector.
Very conscientious. Very good indeed. Oh, there's another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Hey, guess what? Another one. I have no fucking clue why people give 2 shits about DJ Khaled. He's just some fat guy. Well, to be honest, half of the world is just fat guy, the other half is just fat girl. Everyone's just too fat these days. And there are probably going to be those who are like, oh, how dare you say people are fat? You're body shaming. There are fat people out there. Just search up the statistics. Anyway, let's change over to a slightly less controversial subject. Violin.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollen.
Fucking bees.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us
I hate planes. I hate trains. I hate bees. I hate carriages. Ooh. Open casebook. Nothing yet. Jesus, this would be more boring than a car trip. I have to admit, I'm a pretty good driver for the amount of time I've actually put into it so far. I haven't had a single crash, which apparently is just an average thing, but I feel that I'm rather well acquainted with driving. Though I can still get freaked out at times. Really?
Here we
After
are at
murder
Royal
cases
Botanic
and shit
Gardens.
like that.
There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent
Doing
on
a
investigating
plant
the theft
case.
of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many
It always
people
seems to be
work
around
here?
love and money,
Only myself.
which is kind of
And
where all
occasionally
the
two
issues
students,
these
Albert,
days
whom
come
you have
from.
met,
So I
and
bet
his
it's going to
wife.
be like, oh, Albert's...
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of
Oh.
Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the Colonial Collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It
So
was
I bet
terrible.
the flowers were like
Excuse me,
poisonous or
gentlemen,
whatever.
but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
Pond.
The plants
Warning.
were here. All of them were stolen.
Do not touch.
Oh god, I need to check that in the botany shit, don't I?
Here is a list of the stolen plants. These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Footprints.
Ah, yes.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead. The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here. Soil. It should have
Anything
come from a
else?
flower pot.
Broken pot.
The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
New door handle.
The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed. The esconson was breached
Yes,
near
yes.
the handle. The door was forced from the
Something lying on
inside of
floor.
the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was
Stone ship.
changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection.
Very strange. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow.
My precious.
A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
Okay.
The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
These windows.
These windows were
Oh,
perfectly
what's
clean.
that?
Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly clean.
Did someone come in through the ventilation systems?
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
So he was breaching the door because he was locked in or some shit. with the poisonous flowers. Oh god, their blood.
This sign is broken. Something heavy
So
was
they
dropped
smashed.
upon it.
The sign was most likely like right there,
Someone fell
Smash.
violently against this sign, and they were injured
or
in the
stumble,
clash.
smash.
Most likely a head wound.
Oh.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Oh no. Okay. Break. Stumble. Smash. There we go.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked.
I
Was
do
it
not
an
like the look
accident?
of this.
Or a murder, then, I wonder.
Former autopsy, the death is suspicious with false. Scotland Yard. Chop up a body.